Hey guys, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel, Sunrise. So it's nearing the end of April and May is coming up soon and time has flown by so fast, can I just say. Anyways, I am setting up my May plan with me today, so if you're here, thank you for watching. And if you want to copy my spreads, well, go ahead and grab your journals and let's get started. So for May, I chose a hibiscus flower, Hawaiian flower type of theme with wood background, and I just realized that this probably is more suited towards a summery theme, but I started off with the idea of flowers for May and I still like the way it turned out, so I think it's fine even if it's probably better for a June, July, or August theme. But anyways, for the cover page, I'm starting out by drawing 2 hibiscus flowers and this one other flower. I can't remember the name right now, but it's also another type of tropical flower. And then I wrote the name of May in this type of, I can't say printed font, but kind of like a printed font. And I also added in the lines in the background to imitate the wood. And as for the color, I'm using mainly Tombos, and there's one Crayola super tip. Actually, I lied. I'm not only drawing flowers, I'm also drawing this one fern leaf on the left onto the quote page. So that's where the green Crayola super tip comes. Other than that, all of the other materials are Tombos, and yeah. So in case any of you guys are ever curious, all the supplies that I use are always in the description box, and I usually have links for them, so you can go ahead and check that out. So for this specific colors, I used the Tombow Dual Brush Pens 026, 062, 723, N95, 761, and 725. So those are the exact color codes. Of course, you can always find them in the description. So yeah. I know I keep on saying so yeah for all the endings of these segments, but I really don't know how to end these. And this is actually my first time making my own theme, my own video, my own plan with me. So hopefully you guys like it. But I'm really happy with the way that it turned out, and I'm really proud of what I could think of as my first time making my own theme. And in fact, this is also my first year bullet journaling, so I feel like I did a pretty good job. But anyways, going back to the actual spread, I have already drawn in and fine-lined most of the flowers and outlined the wood boards, and now we're on the quote page. So I wanted the quote to have the word May in it, which is why I started it with May. This is not an official quote. I really just made up this quote on the spot because I couldn't think of anything and I was a little too lazy to search it up. So I kind of just made my own quote. I don't know. It kind of makes sense. It kind of matches with the theme since it's about flowers and May. So I think the quote is also pretty good. But you can always search up quotes and maybe they'll be better. So on the actual flowers, I sketched out the flower shape first because these flowers are a little tricky, especially the hibiscus flowers. It's really hard for them to make, to look really loose and natural. So I recommend to first sketch it out like I did. And then as for the actual shading part, I took the darker pink and colored it in with the middle. And then I kind of just made it go out from the middle. And then I took this yellow color and kind of tried to blend it in with it. And as for the other flower, it's very simple. I just drew a few of the dots with the pink Tombow and in the middle, and then I took this other pink slightly darker pink or lighter pink than the one in the middle, and I also made it go out from the middle, and then I took a very light pink 761 I think, and try to blend it in with the other one. And so now I'm just erasing all the sketches that I used to have, and I also added in a few of the wood details. And now we're on to the next page, and you'll actually see that a little bit of it bled through, and this was actually the more, not the hibiscus flower, just the one with like the dots in the middle. So that flower, I really tried to blend in the two pinks, and even though my notebook is 160 GSM, it did not hold up that well since I went over many layers. So if you don't have 160 GSM paper, be very careful and maybe just don't try to blend them as much, because it's not really gonna work. And even if you have 160 GSM, still be careful, because I made the mistake of making too many layers and then it eventually bled through. And this is actually the first time something has ever bled through in my notebook, and so I was actually very surprised when I saw it. But just a warning to everyone who might recreate this theme or try to mimic something or some technique like this. So for my calendar, I try to make this as the wood background type of calendar, and so you see I drew the lines, the black lines for the wood, and then I made this as like my kind of boxes, but I didn't actually draw the vertical lines to separate the boxes from each other and the borders and all that, because I wanted to maintain the look of wood, and I felt that if I did draw those vertical lines, they wouldn't really look like wood that much. So I just kind of kept it like this open space kind of feeling. And yeah, so I also added in some color for the dots where I will write my dates, and I used this with all the tombos that I had for the ongoing theme, and of course they're always in the description box. I'm just saying this in case you guys are ever curious, but yeah, go ahead and check that out if you need to. And yeah, that's basically it for the calendar spread. On my right, I have a YouTube growth tracker, and I also have a little notes box. So that's basically it. And in the top, I have the May name, and I used it in the same font as the one on the cover page, just the kind of typewriter, like kind of mimicking the typewriter font. And for the days of the month or the days of the week, I used a cursive that was from the quote page. Alright, we're on to the Hobbit Tracker. So for the Hobbit Tracker, I also try to incorporate the wood feeling, or not the wood feeling, sorry, the wood background kind of theme, except this time I just made like all the habits, instead of doing them in grids or like writing out all the numbers as a calendar. I did this as a kind of wood tracker. I don't know how to really describe this. You guys don't know how hard it is to describe things in voiceovers. But anyways, it's kind of like each habit has like a wood background, and then on the day that I do the habit, I draw a circle with the color corresponding to it. And yeah, that was basically the habit tracker. It's not really a lot. I feel like I could have probably incorporated the theme a little better, but I really couldn't think of anything, and this was the best idea that I had, so I kind of just went with it. So, just a warning to anyone who might try to recreate this theme. This theme is a lot of lines. Like, I'm not even kidding. All of this wood is just a lot of lines. I really, like, when I was filming this, I didn't really feel like drawing a lot of flowers, to be honest, even though I know my main part of the theme is flowers, not really the wood. but I really love wood. But anyways, when drawing the wood, it's a lot of lines, so just be careful. And when you're drawing the wood, you can always use a ruler, but I prefer not to. I feel like rulers, they kind of take up more time because you have to line it up and then you draw it, and then like if it's not straight or if it's like crooked and you use a ruler, like everyone can tell. So yeah. So at the top, I added one flower and the other green leaf. And this was the green leaf that I just kind of added just for like more color. Otherwise, it's all just too pink, too yellow. So that's why I added that green leaf. And now I'm just fine lining it, and that's basically it for the Hobbit Tracker. Also, I'm so sorry that the lighting is just so suddenly different. I'm not really sure why it's so different, and I really didn't film it at much different times. It was maybe just like an hour in between so I could have a little break. But sorry that the lighting, it just is so yellow compared to the beginning where it's very white. But hopefully you guys can put up with it. This is my first time making these videos, so I am quite inexperienced, and maybe hopefully next time I will definitely do better. So I feel like the mood tracker is pretty self-explanatory, but anyways, I drew 3 flowers and one of the leaves, and for the flowers, each petal represents one day, and I'll fill that up with the corresponding color for that mood in that day. And as for the leaf, I drew a specific amount of leaves so that each 2 of the branches from the actual leaf as a whole represents a day. So 2 of the leaves represent one day there. So now I'm just adding the middle part of the flowers, and I will not be using that pink color for the actual mood tracker, so yeah. Okay, so when I filmed this, I actually messed up a little bit. It's not a big mess up, it's just like something that's kind of funny. When I was drawing the middle, like neutral kind of face on the pink, it ended up looking kind of like a sad face. And then I tried to fix it, and then now it kind of looks like a mustache man. But you guys get the idea. It's a neutral face, so it's like in between happy and sad. And then because I love wood, and I actually don't know why I like it so much, but I added in more of the wood lines for good measure to incorporate this part of the theme a little more. And I actually never really talked about the gray lines I'm adding, so this is basically just kind of imitation of the background that you actually see in this whole video. So yeah, it's just a bunch of swirly circles and then a few lines put everywhere, and that's basically how you create the wood kind of effect. I'm not a really big master at this. Like, I feel like sometimes it doesn't really look like wood, but this is what I think, or this is how I try to draw the wood. So the last spread for this video is this brain dump spread, and I just wanted a place where I could put my thoughts, because sometimes life is pretty rough. It has a lot of stuff coming at you, and you just need to write everything down. So I just included this brain dump page with a flower on the top, and that was basically it. Oh, and then I also added in the more of the wood lines because as you guys can probably tell from now, I really like wood, and I especially really like white wood, and that's actually why my background is also white in this video. Anyways, yeah, that was basically it for the brain dump. I added another green leaf to add more of that color in there, and now I'm going back in and adding a few more touches, a few more final touches, because I just felt like some parts I could have maybe made it look a little better. So in the quote page, I'm just adding more of the wood texture stuff, and that's basically all of the spreads that I have. You'll see I'll also fix up the calendar spread later, and that's basically it for this whole setup. So as you guys can tell, I actually did not include a weekly spread for this video, and the reason why was because, first of all, I was scared that the video was going to be too long, and right now it's already 17 minutes, which is already pretty long. So that was one of the reasons why I didn't do that. And another reason was because I usually stream this on Twitch sometime on Saturday. Most of the times I have time on Saturday, so that's why I do it on Saturday. And I have to say the schedule isn't exactly like, it's not always 2 p.m. But you can always go and check me out on Twitch, where I will be streaming my weekly spreads. And yeah, so the final touches, and then we're basically done. And I finally get to show you my final flip through. For this setup, I did not use any washi tape, so in case you are in lacking of washi tape, there you go. There's a bean where you don't need washi tape. I hope you enjoyed this. Please subscribe, like, check me out on Twitch, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys. Okay, I also forgot to mention that my Twitch link is in the description box, and everything is basically in the description box, so definitely go see that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Have a good day.